The Mary Celeste was found floating empty in 1872, and everyone's been telling you the wrong story. For over 150 years, we've been sold a narrative so clean it almost feels fictional. The ship was discovered abandoned, sails half-furled, cargo intact, crew vanished without a trace. The accepted story, pirates, mutiny, or worse, something so terrifying that 8 sailors and a captain simply disappeared. But here's what most people don't realize, that tidy explanation was built on speculation, not evidence. And the actual facts, far more mundane, far more human. Let me walk you through what we actually know. November 4th, 1872, the merchant brigantine Mary Celeste set sail from New York bound for Genoa, carrying industrial alcohol and a crew of 10. Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned sailor with his wife Sarah and 2-year-old daughter Sophia aboard, commanded her. Nothing unusual, nothing that screamed tragedy. 12 days later, the crew of the British merchant ship Dei Gratia spotted her. The Mary Celeste was sailing erratically, her sails in disarray. No one on deck, no flags, no sign of life. When the salvage crew boarded, here's what they found, and this is crucial: the ship's wheel lashed in place, the compass broken, the lifeboat gone, most of the crew's personal effects still in their hammocks, a half-eaten breakfast on the table. Now this is where the legend was born. The newspapers of the era loved this mystery. Abandoned ship, family missing, no bodies, no blood. The Victorians devoured it, spun it into ghost stories, supernatural tales, pirate attacks. Arthur Conan Doyle even published a fictionalized account that warped the facts so thoroughly it became the template for how we remember the Mary Celeste today. But let's examine the physical evidence right here. The cargo hold undamaged, untouched. If pirates had boarded, they'd have taken the alcohol. That's worth thousands. Yet it sat there sealed. The ship's papers, the chronometer, valuable navigation instruments, all present. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. This telegram right here from the salvage inquiry: the ship was seaworthy, no leak was ever found. So the accepted explanation crumbles first. Not pirates, not mutiny, not supernatural. The real culprit, something far more mundane. Something that scared people more than any ghost story: an accident, a human error chain that cascaded. Here's what likely happened. The Mary Celeste encountered rough seas. The hatches to the hold were leaking, not catastrophically, but enough to concern Captain Briggs. Industrial alcohol has a low flash point. He feared spontaneous combustion. The cargo was shifting. The smell was overpowering. In a moment of caution, not cowardice, Briggs ordered the crew into the lifeboat, intending to stay nearby until the danger passed. But the rope securing the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste snapped. The current was stronger than anticipated. Within minutes, the gap widened. The ship, still moving with momentum and wind, drifted away. The lifeboat, carrying 10 people, including a captain, his wife, and his child, was lost at sea. No wreckage was ever found. No bodies recovered. The Mary Celeste, meanwhile, continued sailing, unmanned, unguided, for days. The wind pushed her across the Atlantic. The wheel lashed itself in a pattern that kept her roughly on course, a cruel, mechanical irony. She became exactly what the legend says, a ghost ship, but not because of ghosts, because of physics and tragedy. Now, I should note, this theory isn't certainty. It's the most parsimonious explanation given what we know. But it's not the story that made it into popular culture. That story needed drama, needed mystery, needed to be unsolvable. And here's the real lesson buried in this case. The Mary Celeste doesn't tell us about supernatural forces or criminal conspiracies. It tells us about how we construct meaning from absence. A ship with no crew isn't mysterious, it's tragic. But tragedy doesn't sell newspapers. Mystery does. We took the mundane, a miscalculation, a broken rope, a moment of reasonable caution, and transformed it into legend. Captain Briggs made a choice that made sense in his time. It cost him everything: his wife, his daughter, his crew. But it also created a mystery so compelling that 150 years later, we're still talking about it. The irony, the real story, the one about human choice, maritime risk, and the terrible randomness of the sea, is far more profound than any ghost tale. It's a story about how quickly everything can be lost. How a captain's judgment, sound in the moment, can lead to oblivion. That's not supernatural. That's history. So the next time you hear someone invoke the Mary Celeste as proof of the unexplainable, you'll know better. You'll know the real mystery isn't what happened to the crew. It's why we needed the ship to be haunted in the first place. Subscribe for more forgotten histories that rewrote how we understand the world, stories the textbooks left out.